Okay, Aries, what's going on for you? Let's check out your November. What wants to come through for my Aries friends? I will start out by saying to you that if you have any planets in the late degrees of Aries, 27, 28, 29, what's happening at the beginning of November is going to be loud for you. It's going to possibly activate some sectors of your life. So let's see what wants to come through in the reading. And what I mean by activate is if you have anything in the late degrees of Aries, it will be squaring Pluto in Capricorn and Mars in Cancer. And Mars is your ruling planet. So if you've got something there at late degrees of Aries, it's going to create tension. All right. So let's see what wants to come through in the reading. Woo, I like that. Sometimes miracles come out of tension. Like it's like a coal becoming a diamond, right? It can't become a diamond if there's no pressure. There has to be pressure in order for it to transform. So expect the wondrous to emerge. Desert passage, trust that there's a divine plan. In the flow, everything is smooth sailing. That's nice. And view from above, get the big picture. So that is Aquarian energy. And I feel like by the time we get into the later part of the month, I just did the Libra reading too, and quite a similar message about the beginning of the month may be pretty stressful. You may have already had a couple of stressful months or even years because this energy, especially with Pluto squaring something at the end of your Aries energy, can have been a struggle. But you're going to be super happy when Pluto moves into Aquarius and Mars moves into Cancer. Mars moves into Leo, which is another fire sign, which will make you happy. And that'll happen later this month. So let's see what's going on for you, Aries, in the reading. Oh, look at this. King of Wands, the Hermit, Three of Cups. Here's your card, Aries, and the Two of Cups. I love this. Could be dealing with a Virgo or a Leo. And I feel like this person like comes to their senses or something like that, or you come to your senses where things have been stressful or difficult are going to even out. Something that was a third party becomes a romantic relationship or a relationship that's just the two of you. And I feel like you might be the one who's sort of advocating for that. Your ruling planet in Cancer does not like that energy very much at all. It's like you might be the one who's being pushed to share their feelings or something like that. And that might feel pretty lousy to you. You might be pushing somebody to share their feelings. And if that's the case, they're going to. All right. And then later in the month, Saturn goes direct, the 15th of the month. Saturn goes direct in Pisces. We've got the full moon in Taurus, and that's going to feel good. The moon is sitting on top of Uranus, though, and that could be a shock or a surprise of some kind. And then this view from above, like when Pluto moves into Aquarius on the 19th, just this, sort of things open up. All right, things open up. So, Ten of Swords, King of Swords, and the Page of Wands. An old you is gone. And I feel like you're very clear about that. Okay. That's something that you're looking at and looking to a new, I love the Page of Wands. That's like a fresh start, fresh energy. And because I'm seeing the King of Wands and the Emperor, this tells me that this new path is going to be very, productive for you, very good. So you could be kind of like seeing where you need to end things, seeing where you need to put a stop to something, seeing where you just keep getting betrayed over and over again, especially if there was a third party and like that's not it anymore. Not doing that anymore. Okay. Eight of Cups, new path. World. Wow. Ace of Pentacles, very much like Libra. Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. This is really beautiful new beginning energy. You couldn't get this new beginning energy, though, without this Ten of Swords. You have to completely end a path before the new one will begin. Okay? So what is this Ten of Swords? What is this Ten of Swords for you? So the cards that jumped out, Capricorn energy and Sag energy of Temperance. Ten of Pentacles. A marriage. Page of Cups. I'm sorry, I must be going. This is too toxic for me. 10, the Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. That says that's completion. I've got the World, completion. Aries, you are definitely... I feel like you might have been blaming the other person. But something that's going on here tells me that you're seeing a different path or a different way of looking at things. Some of you have just kind of, okay, so the Temperance energy, Sagittarius, one of the cool things about Sag, and there are a lot, says the Sag, is that your ability to kind of connect the dots. So Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn, and Cancer at 29 degrees of Mars in opposition to each other. You're Aries, so you're squaring that. So it's almost like you're forcing some aha moments or forcing some ways of looking at things, connecting the dots that maybe you hadn't seen in the past. I'll tell you a story about this because this happened to me. I think this was in my 30s, and I had a nice set of friends, a couple at the time who had been married for about 10 years, and I was just about to get married, and I was at her house. She was part of my wedding party, and I was at her house, and she was about this person, Mark, and her husband's name is Bill. And she was like, and I had heard this name before, but I didn't really put it together. And mark this, mark that. We're going to his house for Thanksgiving, with her husband and with her child and all of that. I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go. And I got married in December. And that was kind of just like it stuck out to me. And I remember going home that day, and then within a week I was at her house and her husband was there, and mark this, mark that, mark this. And he wasn't listening. He was watching football or something, and in the same room with us though. And I said to her, I'm like, how much do you talk to this guy? How much do you talk to him? Because every single day was new stories and everything like that. It wasn't just like this one long story she was telling. It was like, he said this and he said that and he said this and he said that. And her husband turned around and he's like, yeah, how often do you talk to that guy? And it was just like, this had been going on for a long time. I came to find out years later that they had been, I don't know if it was like an affair, an emotional affair, whatever, who cares? But it was just like this thing that she was doing. I don't even think she was putting together necessarily the dots. It was that this person was providing her something that her husband was not providing her. Maybe he was listening to her, maybe whatever it was. But I knew, and that marriage did fall apart within 3 years after that. And I just remember that very much being like the moment when I kind of saw that something was coming to a close. And I was like, wow. Okay. And so that's what I feel like. There's this sense of connecting the dots for yourself that, think about yourself. Like have you ever told a story and you thought it was totally normal or fine, like around your growing up or around your parents or around something, and it was actually like really awful? Like it was very abusive behavior or something like that. And the other person listening was like, what did you say? What are you saying? Like their reaction made you go, oh, like that wasn't normal, or that wasn't healthy, or that wasn't good, or something like that. And I just get the feeling that either you or somebody you know is having this experience or going to go through this experience where you kind of go like, oh, holy cow, I'm putting it together now. There's this aha moment. And I feel like that's part of what we're moving on. November is a very critical month in terms of moving into the age of Aquarius, where there's going to be a lot more people waking up, opening up, aligned with spirit, aligned with their intuition. So things can't, kind of go under the radar like that anymore. They won't be able to. So you may be opening up to some kind of aha moment about another person or about you. And I feel like this really is the doorway to the future. This is the beginning of the new chapter, okay, for you. And don't get me wrong, that Ten of Swords still happens, but it's clarity. It's clear. I don't have to guess. Is somebody kind of breadcrumbing you or not giving you enough information and you're constantly confused? If that's happening to you in a relationship, Aries, that's purposeful. Okay? And if you're doing that to somebody, that's purposeful. You're ambivalent about it, or it doesn't mean that you're on purpose manipulating them. It can mean like, I just don't know what I want here, but I don't want to close this out. Somebody can be doing that to you, because I'm seeing this Capricorn energy here. This could have been going on for a really long time. Okay. And it's a karmic path energy. So this new beginning, I love the Ace of Pentacles is here. It's like long term. This new path, this is not just a whim. This is a new path that's long term. Five of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Three of Swords. I feel like this beginning part of it is that you are, holy shit, seeing things now. And this can be you opening up to your intuition. So some of you are opening up to be mediums or channels or something like that, and you're seeing things so differently. Some of you are opening up to being happy in your life and recognizing the things around you are not healthy. It's the aha moments here that are, I just see this so clearly, this King of Swords, just like seeing it all. There's no ambiguity anymore. I totally get it. You don't have to go getting anybody else's validation for this either, because you are this hermit. So there's a simultaneity, simultaneity to this of, I'm opening up my spiritual gifts, and I'm also now seeing stuff in my life that needs to go. All right. And then I'm going to be able to put the time and effort into it. Whatever I ask for will come true here. And there is some kind of need for healing. All right. So the Seven of Pentacles is very beautiful energy. King of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, the Lover's card. Wow. And the Hanged Man. I used different decks for the Libra reading, but if you have a lot of Libra also in your chart, I would watch that, because there's a lot of very similar cards, including this final card of View from Above, Get the Big Picture. Yours might be a little bit different how it evolves, but there's something here. Miracles. Something wonderful your way comes. Expect the wonders to emerge, but you're going to have your eyes wide open. Okay. All right. If you want to continue on, I'm going to look at what you don't see coming. Let's see what happens in the rest of the month. I might talk a little bit more about the astrology as we go forward. All right. Link is below, Aries. If you want to continue, I'll see you over there. All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.